It's Nolan.
Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
Got my legal hustle, welcome to the trap. I can blow a stack, bet I make it back. You can hit my line if you need a track, but we can't even talk if it ain't about the bag. Got my legal hustle, welcome to the trap. I can blow a stack, bet I make it back. You can hit my line if you need a track, but we can't even talk if it ain't about the bag. Real settle, I done crept up, homie, I stepped up. Froze the neck up, my chase up, homie. Curveballs got me hitting sliders. Pinning hits like pinatas. It's a message in the cuts like stigmata. Yeah, we been in them corners, night to the morning. Ay, crossing over through the borders. Ay, new chick, she imported. Ay, bring sand when I'm in the beach, boy, I stay dripping like water. Ay, private chef cooking up the plate, came a long way from that porch. I'm the artist, I'm the writer, I'm the publisher. Bitch, I'm an author, got more drive than a Thunderbird. I'm a leader, put my people on the hella work. Play me, I be rocking your score like I'm the Punisher. Still got it, still bad it. Your lady hanging off the kielbasa. Bill pasta, I'm entertaining in my Villa Casa. Been a monster, but need the profit. I forgot me till I popped up on them like Team Rocket.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Now, Drake, say it ain't so. I just got word and information that Drake has withdrawn his lawsuit against UMG and Spotify. Now, this is the big one, right? Because this was civil RICO. This was taken to the state of New York. This was supposed to be a very expansive investigation. This was, the whole salacious thing of Universal putting together some sort of plan with Spotify, charging Spotify 30% less on the royalty rate, allowing them to keep more money within the Spotify accounting system just so that they could leverage more promotion for Not Like Us. Spotify came out and put a harsh statement out and said, boy, you barking up the wrong tree. We finna fall on you, nigga. UMG came out and was like, bro, you tripping. What the hell is you talking about? You know what I'm saying? They threw Kendrick Lamar name in there. All types of shit. Right? They said that there was bot farms being used. False promotion tactics. All types of craziness. He felt like his songs were being, railroaded, and Kendrick was getting all the promotion money. All of these things that he put out there, he continued to do it. He still has a case open on UMG and iHeartRadio out there in Texas. With this coming in this evening, it's very possible that could also be withdrawn. That can also be tossed out in the coming days. I would not be surprised. But he was very steadfast that he wanted evidence. He wanted an investigation. He wanted to see accounting. He wanted to see all types of the books, which I wouldn't be surprised that they said he was going to have to pay up millions of dollars to audit the company, because that's what it is, right? We've even seen Big Sean say that he went to go audit the books over there at Def Jam to see where his money was. He had to pay a lot of money just to get the money he was owed. And he had to go get it from Ye. Right? So when you go up against one of these behemoth companies, it ain't just about putting some accusations out there. If you're going to go into the books and you're going to say that they did some underhanded deals and they paid people, and you want to check the Cash Apps, you want to check the Zelles, you want to check Venmos and all of that type of stuff, in order to gain access to all of these different things, you're going to have to pay money to even go do it, unless you could get the courts to subpoena, you know what I'm saying? But again, it's been dropped. Okay? I've got the paperwork over here. It's not that much paperwork, thank God. So let's go ahead and share the screen, see what they tell me. Okay, so we've got Supreme Court of the State of New York, County of New York, in the matter of the application of Frozen Moments LLC. And Frozen Moments, of course, is Drake's company. Petitioner for an order pursuant to Section 3102C of the Civil Practice Law and rules to compel pre-action disclosure from UMG and Spotify. This is a notice of withdrawal of order to show cause and discontinuance. To the court, plaintiff and its attorneys of record, please take notice that petitioner and movant, Frozen Moments LLC, by its attorneys Wilkie Farr and Gallagher LLP, hereby withdraws its order to show cause seeking pre-action disclosure and preservation of certain documents and communications from respondent UMG Recordings Incorporated and pre-action disclosure of certain documents and communications from respondent Spotify USA Inc., with exhibits originally filed in New York Supreme Court on November 25th, 2024. Please take further notice that petitioner hereby voluntarily discontinues this special proceeding as to all respondents without cause to any party. Plaintiffs met and conferred with respondents on January 14th, 2025 regarding this filing. So they did have a meeting between Drake and UMG where they had to actually speak, had to go over all of this stuff and come to some sort of agreement on how to move forward, right? So there was a meeting that happened earlier in the day. Respondent Spotify, which has filed an opposition to the order to show cause, responded that Spotify has no objection to the withdrawal and discontinuance, okay? So Spotify was not clued in on this necessarily. They've been informed of the meeting. They've been informed of Drake saying, all right, I'm going to just let bygones be bygones. My bad, y'all. Maybe I jumped the gun. And Spotify said, yeah, nigga, you did. All right, everything cool. Fuck it. Right? Respondent UMG, which has not yet filed an opposition to the order to show cause, has reserved its position. Now, that part is interesting to say they reserve their position, meaning they still are not admitting to any wrongdoing. They're not admitting to any collusion, any conspiracy, right? They saying you're still wrong. So Drake basically has admitted I was tripping. I'm going to go ahead and have my legal team withdraw. We good money, y'all. I'm sorry. Okay. Got signatures here from his legal team. And we've got the attorneys from all of the other parties clued in. So this is it. This is it. Very quick, very concise. Nothing to do all types of backflips and, verbal gymnastics about. Drake came to the table, had a meeting with UMG, and said, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm tripping. Now, what does that mean for Drake? Over the past few days, Drake has been very steadfast that he's ready to move forward with dropping music, right? I told y'all the other day my channel has been struck by some company by the name of Web Sheriff. And when I was informed of them striking my video that included that Fighting Irish freestyle, they said that I had infringed on their copyright, or I had, violated the copyright of music that was titled Drake P&D Snippets. So it looks as though, from my estimation, Drake is ready to move forward with this collaboration album with Party Next Door, right? When we're talking about, or when we were talking about this petition and this lawsuit that Drake had on UMG, we're talking about Drake potentially having a desire to leave Universal, to force his way out of the company, to force negotiations to go in his favor, all of those things. And it looks like UMG stood their ground on all that, right? You're not leaving. You're not getting more money. You're not, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to play ball, then we're going to play ball, but we're going to play fair. You're not going to put these crazy allegations on us and we're just going to cave in at your request. So it seems to me everybody is like, all right, let's move forward. Let's get this P&D album out, because remember, as long as Drake is dropping more music, the quicker he can get through his release commitment. We've been hearing about renegotiations, but that doesn't mean that he's fulfilled his actual contract. You can renegotiate your contract even while you're still in an active contract, right? So you could go to the label and say, hey, I got 2 more or 3 more albums on paper, but I want to renegotiate. I want to amend. I want to extend our contract, but I'm going to need something in return, right? This ain't like the NBA. This ain't like the fucking NFL. If something ain't right, or if y'all want to extend the relationship further, you can go in and do that. The labels will make sure you're taken care of in their way that they take care of you. And you can move forward, right? Remember a couple years ago when we saw all those amendments in Kanye's contract? It was like all types of changes had been made. He came in at a certain rate. By the time he left, he had a different rate. He had a licensing deal. He had all of these different things. And those changes were made during active contracts. So it sounds to me like, all right, let me start getting this music out, because I still don't fuck with y'all. I don't think Drake still fucks with Universal. I think whatever he believes he saw, he still believes he saw. But he's like, man, there's no way I'm gonna win this. I think he came to his senses. Like, I'm finna run through my whole bag trying to pursue this. They're gonna trick me out of my spot. So let me go back to the drawing board. This P&D album, he says this is the, one of his most proud moments in his entire career, that he's going to drop this album. Looks like the Fighting Irish freestyle might even pop up on there, which is interesting because there was no sight of Party Next Door on that record. So perhaps this collab is going to be similar to the collab he did with 21 Savage, the Her Loss project, where they had joint records, but then both artists also had solo records where they was doing their own thing. So that could be interesting. But again, I think this is an opportunity for Drake to put another album toward his release commitment. I believe he has other solo material that he's been working on. It might not even be his A-level solo material that he's willing to give Universal to say, I'm gonna do this P&D album. I'm going to do this other album. Maybe we re-up and do another playlist or a Scary Hours project, to give people the idea that I'm giving y'all some good music, but I'm just going to fluff my way through it. And then if I'm able to actually fulfill my contract, which will be tough, especially if you're on bad terms with your label, by the time you get to that last project, it's a couple of things that could happen. Especially if they have the inkling that you might leave. They might start giving you resistance on releasing that last album. Like, yo, I'm on my last album, baby. Let's go out with a bang. They're going to say, the bang you're looking for it's not ready to come out. It's not ready. And Drake will be coming to that motherfucker with 2 tons of fucking work. I got the single, I got this one, I got that one, I got the club record, I got the girl record, I got the rap record. What you mean it's not good enough? It's not good enough. It's just missing something. What you mean? And they ain't gonna tell you what it's missing because they ain't gonna give a fuck. Just missing something. Because now the goal is we're not going to build you up as an artist on your way out. We want to devalue you as much as possible before you leave. Right? So if we can stretch you out an extra 2-3 years waiting for that next album, means nothing to us. You can go tour. You can go do as many, you can do a mixtape that's not going to count towards your commitment. Right? You can go do features. You can do a clothing line. We don't care. The album, it's just not the right time. It's not good enough. Right? Or they just outright they let you put the album out and they don't invest in it, right? You come with what you think is great material. The label's like, yeah, we support you. Yeah, awesome, great. Next thing you know, that motherfucker drop. Universal don't drop a fucking dime on your shit. Yeah, you used to be the face of all the playlists. You ain't the face on not a single fucking playlist except the loyal fans that you have. Spotify, we not so eager to fucking look out for you. You took us to court, bitch. Fuck out of here. We not even gonna add your shit on Rap Caviar, nigga. Eat a dick. You know? Cause now you've worn out your welcome. Now you've soured the taste of the people that you on your way up and on your time being that big dog on campus. Them motherfuckers is like, why should we care anymore? You tried the fuck out of us. Now, one might say, if you watch the entirety of the music industry, you could say Taylor Swift did the same shit years ago. And when it came to her last album, they ran a campaign and they tried out new technology and new settings on Spotify with her where she could do damn near like a live podcast, playing the album with a live chat of her fans. But they mended that relationship many years ago. And whenever she feels like it, she'll throw that fucking relationship in the dumps. If she feels like something ain't right, she feels like somebody's violating her copyright or whatever, she's going to come to the table and say, nah, I own this shit. Y'all going to have to fix it or I'm going to pull my shit. And Spotify going to fall in line. They don't have the same respect for Drake as they do for Taylor Swift. Now, some might come to the table and say that's racism or what have you. And perhaps it is. And I don't stand for racism in no way. But to be honest, that's the truth. The relationship that he has with these companies ain't the same relationship that she has with these companies. And he's trying to wield his power as if he does. And he's finding out the hard way he don't. So he could put all the albums out he want to try to speed his way through. Because, you know, the rumor is that Drake really wants to go over to Sony and try his hand. That's where he's been developing his relationships and cultivating all of this stuff. He's got this big investment coming from them for OVO and all this other shit. But Universal ain't going to be so fast to get rid of you. Not so that they could go run up the bag. Excuse me. Drake has been devalued, but he ain't been devalued to the point where they're in a rush to let him go and not make nothing off of him. Or, again, we don't invest in you, let you fall from grace. Let your album goddamn go double copper, some shit you ain't never experienced before. Now you could go play with them motherfuckers and let them do the hard work of trying to figure out how to rebuild your shit. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. But I do know for a fact, them niggas struck my fucking channel about that Fighting Irish shit, and I saw from my own two eyes Drake PND snippets. Just in case anybody wanted to see proof, this is what I'm talking about. Party Next Door, Drake snippet. Video taken down. They took my shit down, man. So, we're going to see what happens next. And again, don't be surprised if that iHeartRadio UMG lawsuit that he filed out in Texas also gets pulled before the week is out, because that's pretty much the same way he did it the last time when he filed these things. They were all happening in the same week. So there's that. I don't want to, pontificate upon this bullshit for too much longer. There's not enough facts to really move forth with, but we shall see how this thing plays out, see where his career goes from here, the trajectory of his output, see how the general public perceives him after filing a lawsuit, taking the biggest loss of his entire career, not necessarily really looking like himself. The luster on his skin and his presence, his aura has diminished greatly, I gotta say. Even seeing him at the game, and you would think, all right, he cut that bullshit off his head, he would have went back to his pre-battle glow, but the glow just ain't glowing. You know what I mean? You gotta be honest. So we'll see. All right. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider, and I will catch y'all on the next one. All right. Peace out.
King of my city in cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.